Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's start with our new lecture, that is lecture number 22 for web technologies and programming. Before proceeding to the content of today's lecture, let's see what we have discussed in our previous lecture. In our previous lecture, we have first of all discussed about an introduction to jQuery. We have seen that jQuery is basically a lightweight library of JavaScript. Why we need to use jQuery? Why? Because jQuery is basically creating an easy and convenient approach for the interaction of JavaScript and HTML. jQuery basically is supported on all the cross platforms and supported for different web browsers as well, and jQuery also enrich different set of features for your website. It increases the rich set of enhancement for elements in your website, and different web elements and methods can be accessed with the help of jQuery in an easy way. The complexity, the tiresome writing way of code for the web developer can also be decreased by using the jQuery. And then we have seen the syntax of jQuery. For that we have seen the $sign is basically used in order to define, in order to access the jQuery methods. And then we have seen after the $sign we mention about the selector. The selector method is basically the selection is used whatever the web element that you want to use in order to perform for specific action. So you need to select that particular syntax, and then selector is to be given, and then we have seen what we can add in particular selector, what elements can be mentioned for that. We have seen that the tag name can be added as the selector. For example, a paragraph is basically a tag for paragraph. We can mention it as element selector. And similarly, we have seen the class selector. You can mention the name of the class as a selector. For example, we have seen a text class and we have mentioned it as an element, as a class selector for the selector. And similarly, the ID, if you have multiple web elements and you want to access a unique element, then you have to give a unique ID for that particular web element, and using that ID you can find that particular web element as a selector. Moving onwards, we have seen different actions for that selector. For example, we have an action of submit button. On submitting a particular web form, this action you want to perform the relevant selector. Similarly on page load. Then we have seen the events. Events are also the action, like we have on page load event, we have on, for example, the page submit event. And then we have seen effects. The two major effects that we have seen is hide effect for a particular web form element, and then we have seen an show effect for a particular web page. And moving onward, we have seen about DOM. DOM is basically abbreviation of document object model. And we have seen there are different types of DOM: HTML DOM, XML DOM, and we have also seen XHTML DOM. DOM is basically used to access or used to set the particular web form elements that are rendered, that are displayed on the web page. And we have also seen that different DOM objects. The one of them is window DOM object, which is used to access the particular window. And then we have seen the navigator object through which you can forward and backward in the HTML web pages. And then we have seen the location.dom object, history DOM object, and document DOM object. Moving onward, we have discussed about XML. XML is basically extensible markup language, and XML is basically used for creating your customized tags. Whenever you want to have your customized tags, you can use XML, and XML follow the strict rules for its tags. And we have then in the end reviewed the components of XML. So this was all that we have discussed in our previous lecture. In today's lecture, we are going to start our language, that is PHP. This PHP language has the different lectures on this course. For the first lecture, we are going to start for the PHP now. So here, first of all, we are going to see how to set an environment for PHP language. Then after setting the required tools, we are going to overview about the PHP, why we need to use PHP, some rules and regulations for PHP, and then we will see what is constant and how constants are declared in PHP. And then we are going to see the variables, what is variable and how we are going to use variables in PHP. And we will also discuss the different types of variable in PHP. Then we will see the PHP strings as well. And in the end, we will review that PHP is basically a loose type language. And what is loose type language? We will discuss it in detail in the end of today's lecture. So let's start with setting the environment. Number one, PHP is basically containing Windows, Apache, MySQL, and PHP for its environment. So for setting the PHP environment, you need a VM server, where I told you that VM is basically the collection of Windows, Apache, MySQL database, and PHP language. So you need the web server, the PHP, and MySQL in that particular Windows. You can download the VM server from the link mentioned below, www.vmserver.com/en/. En will contain the English version of PHP VM server. Now different IDEs where you can write the code for PHP are, the one is Macromedia Dreamweaver, the another one is Adobe Dreamweaver, and then Notepad and Notepad++. So these are the major environments where you can write the PHP code that will be executed on VM server. When you are going to download the VM server, you need to consider that you are downloading VM server for which particular operating system on your computer. For example, if you have an operating system of Windows 7, please download the relevant VM server, and also consider the concept of architecture for x32 and x64 as well. When you download the PHP VM server and you install it, after installation it just required the simple clicks action for installation. And after the installation of VM server, mostly we are going to face some problems. What are the common problems? First, we see how we will come to know the problems. Whenever the VM server is installed, it is shown in the tray option with the time is displayed in the bottom right corner of your computer screen. There you can see the icon of VM server. As you can clearly see in the slide, is it also mentioned the icon of VM server. And then here you are going to know about the status of VM. If the color of VM icon is red or orange, it means VM server is not working properly. Why VM server is not working properly? Maybe the following of the common reason exist. The first one is that a DLL, a dynamic link library, is missing. That is MSVCR 100. You can download the library from internet, and you can install. You have to install Microsoft Visual C++ 2010 Service Pack 1 registrable package in order to settle this missing library issue. Another second reason why the VM server is not getting executed is the port conflict with Skype. By default, the PHP VM server is using 80 port, and if your Skype has also installed, it is also communicating on port 80. So the two software are using the same port for the communication, hence the error appears. So you need to remove that particular port conflict error. So another problem is again a port conflict, but this time the port conflict occur with Internet Information Server Express Edition, and this port conflict appear when you have the Visual Studio installed on your machine as well. So how to settle these port conflicts? If there is a port issue, you simply click on the icon of VM server, and you need to expand the Apache section. Then you need to open a file, that is http d.config file in Notepad. This is a configuration file. You need to open it, and in this file you need to find for port 80. Simply press the shortcut key Ctrl F and type 80, and in this way you can find the occurrences of 80 in that file. So whenever you find occurrence of 80, by replace option change it to 81. You can also give some other 2-digit port number over here, and simply save the file. Now check the icon of VM server, and then select start all the services option over there. Why to start all the services? So that the VM can take the updated port number 81 now and start communicating on that port. So how to test that now? It is working fine for port 81. Open your web browser and simply type localhost :81, and it should display the home page for VM server. So in this way the environment is settled for VM server. How it will appear? You can see on the screen. Such sort of interface will appear on your screen, and this is the representation that your VM server is successfully installed, and you can use it right now. Now we are going to discuss about PHP overview. Basically, a PHP contains hypertext processor, and originally PHP is the abbreviation of Personal Homepage Tools, and PHP is used to create डायनेमिक वेब पेजेस। अगर आप डायनेमिक वेब पेजेस, वेबसाइट या वेब बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन क्रिएट करना चाह रहे हैं तो PHP आपको बहुत ज़्यादा बेनिफिशियल होगी। डायनेमिक वेब पेजेस मीन्स कि आपका कंटेंट चेंज हो रहा है। You want to update the information on regular intervals. For example, if there is a website of some news channel, for example junk.com.pk, if you use this website, so you can see the content is changing. हर थोड़ी देर बाद, हर 1 hour बाद जो अपडेटेड न्यूज़ है वो आ रही है। सो एक डायनेमिक वेब पेज हमारे पास बन रहा है। सो जब भी हमें डायनेमिक वेब पेज एप्लीकेशन बनानी है, सो वी कैन यूज PHP. And PHP is basically the one of the famous server-side scripting language. So it is used on the server side, and PHP is open source. What does open source mean? Open source mean any user using the PHP can view, can modify, and can redistribute the modified PHP code onwards. So this is the concept of open source software. And PHP is platform independent. You can execute the PHP on different operating systems. For example, on Windows 7, Windows 10. Similarly, PHP is widely used scripting language. So we have to know that it's a server side, it's an open source, platform independent, and a widely used language for creating dynamic web-based application and dynamic web pages. Now the PHP file. PHP file contains basically the textual information, the HTML tags, the CSS content and CSMS tag, then the JavaScript code and the PHP code. And whenever the PHP code is executed on the server, the result, the output is always returned to the user web browser as HTML page. So the PHP files are always saved as .php extension. As we have seen, the JavaScript file is saved with .jss, the CSS file is saved with .css, the PHP file is saved with an extension of .php. PHP scripts are always executed on the server. Always remember that PHP is interpreted language. Interpreted language means the PHP scripts are parsed at runtime rather than on compile time beforehand. So at runtime the PHP scripts are compiled. So PHP is compatible with popular databases. For example, PHP can be used with MS Access, PHP can be used with MySQL, and it is the very famous server-side scripting languages. And PHP is structurally same as we write the code in C or C++. It is similarly following the same structure. And PHP supports the procedural and object-oriented paradigm. By procedural paradigm, I means to say you just need to mention what the particular element has to do and how it is to be done. While object-oriented paradigm means it includes classes and the concepts of objects for the classes. What can PHP do? PHP can generate the dynamic page content, and using the PHP you can create, you can open, you can read, write and delete, as well as can close the files on the server. So on the server you can create a new file, you can write some code in it, you can read some code in it, you can delete that file, you can close that files using PHP. And PHP can also collect the form data from the user. And PHP can also send and receive the cookies. And PHP can add, can delete, and can modify data in your database. And PHP can be used to control user access. So the user access should be controlled with the help of PHP. And different types of encryption on data can also be applied by the help of PHP. PHP supports different platforms like Windows के जितने वर्जन हैं XP, Windows 7, 8, Windows 10, Linux के वर्जन हमारे पास Ubuntu, Unix, Mac के ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम पे सब पे PHP एग्जीक्यूट हो सकती है. सो प्लेटफॉर्म डिपेंडेंट नहीं है PHP हमारे पास. और हमारे पास जितने भी वेब सर्वर्स हैं इन ऑर्डर टू एग्जीक्यूट द वेबसाइट, उन सारे वेब सर्वर्स के ऊपर PHP वेब सर्वर सॉफ्टवेयर को सपोर्ट करती है. लाइक अपाची टॉमकैट को, वेब सफियर को, वेब लॉजिक को, इंटरनेट इंफॉर्मेशन सर्वर को PHP सपोर्ट करती है. एंड हमारे पास वैरायटी ऑफ डेटाबेसेस हैं. लाइक हमारे पास MySQL है, MS Access है, SQL सर्वर है. सो PHP supports wide variety of databases. And as I already said you that PHP is open source, it means PHP is free. So you can download the PHP from its the official website, that is php.net. And it is very easy to learn and to run efficiently the PHP code on server side. It is very convenient. Now see an overview for the PHP. Here you can see on number 1, this is mentioned as user screen, and on the user screen a web browser is mentioned, and the web browser is opened where a web form is displayed to the user, and user has to fill the required fields for that particular form, and the form is validated for required fields and required pattern accordingly, and then this information of form is sent to the second step, that is form submission over here. So the form is submitted, and when the form is submitted, this information of form that is given by the user is sent to the web server here on the server side. So now on the web server, the relevant form fields are processed according to the PHP scripts, and they are processed for required inputs accordingly. So there will be a response for this particular submitted form. The response is then returned back to the user, and that will be displayed on the user screen over here. So in this way you can see the response will come back from the server side where PHP is executing. Now see the basic syntax of writing PHP. The PHP script can be placed anywhere in web page, in the document, but the PHP script always start with the way that start tag question mark then PHP, and ends with question mark and tag. Now the PHP word is not written. So see the syntax. PHP start tag is given, and then the code for the PHP will appear over here, and in the end the question mark with end tag is written over there. How PHP fits with HTML? PHP code is embedded in HTML code. So HTML code can also be written inside the PHP code. But always remember that PHP can also be written as a stand-alone program where there is no HTML at all. So either you can execute the PHP code without any HTML code, or either you can execute the PHP code embedded inside the HTML code. So in both cases you can write the PHP files. Now there are some basic rules for PHP syntax. Always remember, as we have discussed, that there is an opening tag and there is a closing tag. So the opening tag or closing tag both contains the question mark, and when you have to mention specify which scripting language you are using, then you have to mention as script language equals to PHP. This is basically highlighting you are using the PHP as your scripting language. Always remember that PHP statement ends with a semicolon. So when you want to end a statement, you need to mention semicolon. Always remember that comments can be added in two different ways. For example, if you want to add a line comment, one line comment, you need to mention these forward slashes. And if you want to add the comments for multiple lines, you need to mention forward slash, static, and similarly when ending static, then forward slash. So in this way you can comment multiple lines code for PHP. Now see the basic rule of writing PHP code. So here you can see the start tag is mentioned over here. If you can see, the start tag is mentioned, that is question mark PHP, it shows, and then single line comment by 2 forward slashes, and for multiple line comment, start of the comment is with slash and static, and on end of the comment is basically star and then with slash mention, and then ending tag of PHP is given. And now you want to write the script. For that you have mentioned script language equals to PHP, and script goes here, you will write the relevant script over here, and then the script tag is closed. So moving onward, we can see that how to write and execute the PHP code. Simply create a new file of Notepad++, or simply in Dreamweaver create a file, and you can write the PHP code over there. And when you want to save the file, save the file with .php extension. In this way it will come as to PHP category, and always save all the files of PHP in one directory and copy all that directory in this way. Usually a WAM server is installed on your C drive, that is usually common for your operating system installation drive. So it is mentioned in this way: c:/WAM is installed, www the root directory, and then you will add the relevant files that you want to execute on the WAM server. So from this particular directory, the WAM server is going to access your PHP files. So first step is start the web server and then open the web browser and simply write the localhost in the address of the web browser. Or the second way is select the icon of web server in the toolbar and select localhost. Now you have selected your web directory from the list of the project on your web server, whichever your project is that is placed in the root directory www homepage. And now select the file that you want to execute over here in order to check the output. So आपकी जो भी फाइल है वो वहाँ पे वेब सर्वर की डायरेक्टरी में लिस्ट होगी, उसको आप सिलेक्ट करेंगे, आप एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे। अब वो फाइल आपकी जो PHP की है वो एग्जिस्ट सर्वर पे कर रही है, लेकिन उसकी जो आउटपुट है प्लेन HTML वो यूजर के वेब ब्राउजर पे डिस्प्ले हो रहा है। Now how to add comments in PHP. Comment in PHP code is basically a line that is not read, that is not executed as part of the PHP program. The only purpose is just to read by someone who is looking at the code. अगर आप कोड में चाह रहे हैं कोई उसको देखे, किसी के लिए प्रेफरेंस चाह रहे हैं, तो आप यूज करें कमेंट्स को। एंड कमेंट्स कैन ऑल्सो बी यूज्ड फॉर, कोई और आपका कोड देख रहा है, आपने कमेंट ऐड किए हुए हैं, सो इस तरह दूसरे आपके कोड को अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं। सो लेट अदर अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, यू कैन डू इट। आप कमेंट में एक्सप्लेनेशन लिख सकते हैं, कमेंट में जो रेफरेंस लिख सकते हैं, कोई डिस्क्रिप्शन आप मेंशन कर सकते हैं किसी पर्टिकुलर टाइप की। Secondly, when you are coding for thousands of lines and you are writing for long duration, so you forget due to your limited memory कि आपने क्या लिखा था. So for that you give a reference and you mention as a reminder for yourself that what you have written. So whenever it's a practice by most programmers that they want to come back in their own work after a year or so, they are having the problem to find out what they have did in the code. So by using command, they re-figure out what they have did. So commands can remind you what you are thinking of what you wrote for the code. So you can easily recall for your memory concept by using the commands in your code. And PHP supports different ways of commenting. Now let's see how it is mentioned. See the complete code for a PHP file. The document type HTML is mentioned. The HTML start tag is mentioned. And then the body tag is started. And the PHP start tag is mentioned. And here you can say the /. And this is basically the single line comment. So the wording written here, this is a single line command, is just for the reference and it will not be executed on the user browser as output. If you are mentioning the hash, this is also another way for writing single line comment. And here you can see / in static. This is basically doing multiple line comment to a block, to a multiple lines. And if you are writing this again, you can use command to leave out parts of a code line. You are giving a reference for yourself if you want to use it in the long run, or if you want to make it understandable for the other coders as well. So here the script start tag is mentioned, and then x is assigned with 5 over static plus 15 static over 5 plus 5. Now it will calculate the relevant calculation according to mathematical rule and assign the values to x, and echo that will display the output of that particular x, and then the PHP tag is closed, the body tag is closed, and the HTML tag is closed. How to write output on the web browser? There are three different ways to create an output on the user web browser. The first one is echo. Echo is basically used to write output on the user browser. For example, echo, and then echo will take the parameter that you want to print as an output. Here you have mentioned in small brackets and in inverted commas, welcome to PHP, and the statement is ended with semicolon. But you can also write the echo without the small brackets, but inside the inverted commas, and it will be also considered true by the compiler. Print is basically also used to write the output on the user web browser. How to write print command? Just write print and then with small brackets and inverted commas write the required output that you want to show on the user web browser. And the print can also be used without any inverted commas. For example, print and then in commas, welcome to PHP. So you are absoluting the brackets for the print as well. And then in the last, we are writing printf. So printf is similar like C language, and it's also be used as to print output on the web browser. Now writing the first PHP program, how to write it? See, PHP block is started, and then you have mentioned echo, you want to print out welcome to PHP, it will be appeared on the browser, and then the ending tag for the PHP. So see the output, welcome to PHP, and then it is considered as output for the particular web page browser. Now integrating the HTML with PHP. Always remember, echo statement display as an output whatever it is told to display to the browser. An echo statement can output not as a plain text but also with HTML elements. For example, the HTML tag h1. So consider echo, and you have mentioned all the code in inverted commas so that it will appear as a heading. So you have mentioned h1 welcome to PHP and h1 ending tag. So what is the output? h1 will appear as welcome to the PHP. Now the quotation mark. See, echo, and here we are also adding attribute to the h1 heading, and echo h1 style equals to, in inverted commas is mentioned, color dot colon red and inverted commas closed, and then the tag of h1 is ended, its opening tag for h1, and the content that you want to be appear as h1 is welcome to PHP, and in the end the h1 ending tag is mentioned. Another way for writing it, that is echo h1 heading tag mentioned, style equals to, now here instead of using double quotes you can use as single quote, and then moving onward h1 start tag is closed and welcome to PHP, and then h1 end tag is closed. Here again you can see echo h1 style equals to, in slashes color colon red is mentioned, and welcome to PHP is displayed with h1 heading tag closed. So see the output. The first one with double quotes is appearing as h1 as an heading, welcome to PHP. Now the second one is h1 style color blue, welcome to PHP. And the third one is h1 style equals to color red, welcome to PHP. So you are mentioning escape character as well, and do consider that you are using now PHP start and end tag for it. So what is the output? Welcome to PHP the one way, welcome to PHP the other way, and welcome to PHP in the third way. Now we will see about how to use constants, variables and strings in PHP. A constant is basically a placeholder for a value that reference within your code that is formally defined before using it. So simply constant आपकी एक वैल्यू के लिए ऑलरेडी डिफाइंड रेफरेंस है जो आप अपने कोड में यूज करेंगे. एंड कांस्टेंट शुड आल्सो एंड ऑलवेज बी बिगिन विद द लेटर और एन अंडरस्कोर. या तो कोई लेटर होगा या कोई अंडरस्कोर से आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. कांस्टेंट केस सेंसिटिव है. अगर आप मेंशन करते हैं कैपिटल में एक कांस्टेंट को, फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर राइटिंग स्टूडेंट STUDENT और सब स्मॉल में है, ये एक कांस्टेंट है. और अगर लेट सपोज आपने एक और कांस्टेंट लिखा जिसमें S को कैपिटल बाकी सब स्मॉल है, तो ये दो डिफरेंट तरीके से ट्रीट किए जाएंगे, दो डिफरेंट कांस्टेंट काउंट किए जाएंगे. बिकॉज एक में सब स्मॉल अल्फाबेट्स थे और दूसरे में पहला अल्फाबेट S जो है वो लार्ज था, तो इनको सेम काउंट नहीं किया जाएगा. And typically they are named using all the capital letters. So normally the best practice to mention the constant with capital letters. There is a function of PHP that is defined, and using this function you can assign a value to a particular constant. So the syntax for writing the constant will always have a name, and you have to mention the name, specify the name of the constant. The second one is the value. Mention the value that you want to assign to the constant. And then you want to mention the case sensitive property. By default the case sensitive property is false, and if you want to make it on or off, you can mention it in order to specify that the constant name should be case insensitive. Means you can also add another name with small or capital letters in opposite as you have mentioned for the constant already, and you want to treat them as a same constant. Let's see the example of it. PHP tag is started, and then the heading tag is mentioned as favorite game. And now define is basically used to start the PHP script, and then in inverted commas F game is mentioned. This is the constant name, and then the cricket is mentioned. This is basically the value of constant. F name means favorite game, for shortcut is written as F game, and then the value is mentioned, that is cricket is assigned. Now this is displayed favorite game is, and echo output के लिए आपने mention कर दिया favorite game, so it will display the value of that particular constant, that is favorite game. और क्या display करेगी? cricket. So कैसे लिखा हुआ my favorite game is cricket. So similarly, if you can say my favorite game is cricket. Constants are automatically global and they can be used in throughout the script. Here is the example. In this example uses a constant inside a function, although it is defined outside the function. So consider the PHP start tag is mentioned, define, then greeting, comma, welcome to W3 schools. So W3 schools is the fixed value assigned to a constant, and then a function is called function myTest, brackets closed, and then later on echo greeting that will be displayed as mentioned, and in the end of that myTest function is called. So when myTest function will be called, then this code will be executed and it will write the echo greeting, and greeting contain the value welcome to w3schools.com. After constants, we need to learn about variables. Variables are basically containers for storing different information, and variables can store different types of data and different types with respect to different things. So variables can hold different types of information in them. Always remember that variable begins with $sign, and the first character of variable must be a letter or underscore, while the remaining characters for a variable may be letters, may be numbers, or may be underscores as well. You don't need to declare or initialize variables. You just write with $sign. And variables are case sensitive. Here you can see that when $sign is mentioned, it will be considered as variable, and you have written age in small words, and similarly another $sign is written with age in capital word. So both have same spell, age, AGE, but here it is written in small a, here it is written as capital. So it is considered to be variable 1, while it is considered to be variable 2. Those separate variable count किए जाएंगे ये दोनों. And always remember that a variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscore. So the variable can contain alphanumeric numbers, that is A to Z, means complete alphabets of English, and then 0 to 9 mathematical digits, and an underscore only. And data type does not require to be declared explicitly. अगर आप specifically mention नहीं करते कि ये data type इसकी क्या है, तो this is allowed. Now the PHP variables are supported for float, integer, boolean, string, array, and object as well. There are 3 different types of variables with respect to their scopes in PHP. The first one is the local variable. The variable that is declared within the function, and it has a very local scope and can only be accessed within that function, is said to be local variable. The variable that is declared outside a function and has the global scope can only be accessed using outside the function. And the last one is static. Whenever a function is completed or executed, all of its variables are deleted. But sometimes we want our local variable not to be deleted. We want to use it for some further job. For such cases, we need to use static keyword when you first declare the variable. So what will happen? The variable will not be declared and can be reused accordingly. So different types of variable that is supported by data types, supported by PHP, different data types. The first one is float. Floating point numbers are also called as double value. So this is supported by PHP. The second one is integer, that is given in the defined ranges, that is from -2147 483648. This is the one boundary, and for the positive category of integer variable it is 2147 483647. Between these the variable can be of integer value. Then a data type boolean true or false is mentioned, which will either return the true value or return false value. And then the concept of string is given, and then array is mentioned, that an array stores multiple values in one single variable. And in the end, object is declared, where object is basically a data type which stores data and information, and how to process that particular data is mentioned, and an object must be explicitly, forcefully be declared, and object must be explicitly declared. So let's see how it is. PHP start tag is mentioned, then echo tag for heading 1 favorite player is given, and then explicitly return favorite player equals to. So the $sign is mentioned with them, it means it is start tag, and the cricketer is Shahid Khan Afridi, that is assigned as favorite player variable. Now it will be displayed as the output my favorite player is, and then it is mentioned as my echo my favorite player equals to this. So this is a simple overview of HTML tags and variables for PHP. Now what is the output of these variables? Favorite player, and then return my favorite player variable की वैल्यू प्रिंट हो रही है शाहिद खान अफरीदी. Now we have two other types of variable, the get type function and the set type function. The get type is basically used to return the type of provided variable. जो भी variable है इसकी type को आप जज करना चाह रहे हैं. And set type is basically used if you want to convert to a variable to a specific type. A variable की type को data type को change करना चाहते हैं. So consider that echo get type and fav number. इसमें क्या होगा, आपका पास fav number जो है ये बेसिकली वेरिएबल था, ये ऊपर हमारे पास मेंशन है इंटीजर टाइप का. fav number हमारे पास यहाँ पे मेंशन है जिसकी वैल्यू 10 मेंशन है. जब हम गेट टाइप कर रहे हैं तो हमें इसकी टाइप के बारे में पता चल जाएगा कि कौन सी टाइप है, और इसकी टाइप को जज करते हुए हमने इसको जो असाइन किया वो 10 के बाद इसकी टाइप चेंज करके स्ट्रिंग असाइन कर दिया, इसकी टाइप को चेंज कर दिया. एंड नाउ वी विल सी द आउटपुट. नाउ द टाइप इज गेट टाइप एंड फेवरेट नंबर. तो पहले इंटीजर था और अब स्ट्रिंग हो गया. सो सी गेट टाइप एंड सेट टाइप आउटपुट. फर्स्ट टाइप क्या था, द टाइप इज इंटीजर, और हमने क्या कर दिया, द टाइप इज स्ट्रिंग, उसकी टाइप को स्ट्रिंग में चेंज कर दिया. The type determination. There are number of functions available for determining a variable type. If it returns 1 and condition satisfied, so it is boolean. So boolean function है आपके पास. So see, the variable name आप mention करेंगे $sign के साथ, is name आप check कर रहे हैं उसकी type को, and it will return 1 if condition satisfied, so they are boolean functions. So आप देखना चाह रहे हैं कौन सा function है. So common function कौन से हमारे पास type को check करने के लिए? Is array है, is boolean है, is a float, or is an integer, or is null, or is numeric, or is string. So इनमें से कोई एक कैटेगरी है, we need to know किस टाइप का फंक्शन हमारे पास मौजूद है. For knowing the type determination. टाइप डिटर्मिनेशन के एग्जांपल देखते हैं. हमारे पास वेरिएबल मेंशन है favorite number equals to 7. So for that, favorite stone, another variable is given is equals to a cake. A variable favorite stone is created with values assigned a cake. Now we want to check the type. So echo is integer or is string or is integer or is string. So I've mentioned the particular. So the output is 1. Type determination हमने apply की. So the output is 1 applied. That is true. So it means it is Boolean function. Now the PHP string. String is basically a sequence of characters like hello world. It's basically a string, a common program written in languages. And we look at some commonly used function to manipulate string. In PHP, for commonly used function, we need to manipulate string. So how to get the length of a string? The string of PHP can be returned with the result of a string. And how the example for returning the length of a string is hello world. See, PHP echo strlen, string length. This is the function that will return the value of particular string hello world, and the output is mentioned as 12. So we can calculate, or we have calculated the value of string length accordingly. So also you can count the number of words in a string. For that the function is string underscore word underscore count, which count the words in string. So PHP tag is started echo star underscore word underscore count hello world, and it has mentioned output 2. And then we have mentioned a reverse string. The PHP strev reverse string reverse function basically reverse the string. So here it is written example, the PHP start tag is given, and then echo strev string reverse is mentioned, and then the first value is given, that is hello world. So it will reverse the output, that will be world hello. And always remember that PHP is basically a loosely typed language. In the example below that is written, if you do see, x is assigned 5 and y is assigned 4, and हमने वेरिएबल बता दिया, बट हमने वेरिएबल की डेटा टाइप को मेंशन नहीं किया कि इंटीजर है या फ्लोट है. So this is said to be loosely typed. PHP automatically converts the variable to correct data type. Depending upon the value वो उसकी data type को settle कर लेगा. While जो हमारी different other languages C, C++, Java, हमें data type को explicitly mention करना पड़ता है कि कौन सी type है variables की जिसके लिए use हो रहा है. So here यहाँ पे कोई mention नहीं है. Why? I have told you the reasons. So what we have discussed in today's lecture? In today's lecture we have started for PHP, and we have seen how to set the environment of PHP. For that we have seen that download the WAMP server, install it, and if the icon color is red or orange, it means you are facing problems. For that, you need to check about the DLL file is missing, or there is a port conflict of IS and Skype. Then we have seen that PHP is basically a server-side scripting language. It is platform independent and it's open source, it's free. And PHP can be used with multiple operating system as well and can be executed on different hardwares as well. And by using the PHP, we can write different code with HTML, with CSS, as well with JavaScript. And here we have seen the basic syntax of PHP, where we have seen that how to write PHP, but start tag is mentioned with question mark PHP and end tag is mentioned just question mark with ending angle bracket. And then we have seen how to write the basic code of PHP. And moving onward, we have seen about constants. We have seen constants are with specific values that are mentioned, and we have seen how to mention global constant. And then we have discussed about variables. We have discussed there are 4 types of variable: local, global, static, and also we can check the type terminations for variable. And in the end, we have discussed about PHP strings, and we have also reviewed about that PHP is loosely typed language where we don't need to mention explicitly about the data type of variables. By checking the value of variable, PHP itself considered is the relevant data type. This was all about for today's lecture. Thank you for today's lecture.